about something that I've actually been avoiding for a very long time, probably a year or so. And I should have started earlier, but a lot hindered it, and a lot scared me from doing this, but we are finally on the path of doing this journey. And we're going to start with a video that is my basically initial reaction. And then we'll go into today and now and where we're going from here. So this video might get emotional. We're going to talk about something I've been avoiding, my fertility. A lot of people ask the question, can I have babies in my small frame? Can I still have children? And while everyone's asking all these questions about my fertility, you're asking the wrong question. It's not, can I have babies due to my disability or my dwarfism? It's, can I have babies due to my chemo and cancer? My disability has nothing to do with how I would carry a child. I was told at 16, when I was told that I was done growing, my mom asked that question. She's like, can she still have a child? And my endocrinologist, my doctors, they all went, I don't see why not. During a normal pregnancy, you should only gain X amount of weight, and unless she gains excess weight, there shouldn't be too much pressure. The only issue is it would probably be an automatic C-section versus a natural birth, just because I am small and children are large. I'm tiny. My body is tiny, and honestly, I don't know if I want to push a head out of my small body anyway, so C-section was probably the way I was going to go anyway. And so as far as when it comes to my disability, there should be no effect on me having a baby. I know plenty of people with dwarfism that have had children naturally and C-section wise. I know plenty of people with pituitary dwarfism that have talked about having a family, and actually some that do have children and have given birth to those children. And there was no issues because of their disability at all. So the disability question is the wrong question, in my opinion. The great question is, did the cancer and chemotherapy, specifically the chemotherapy, affect my fertility or my ovarian reserve / egg count? If you watched I Am Shauna Rae Season 2, if you watch any of the scenes about fertility, you will know the answer is yes. So, to break it down like how they broke it down to me, a woman's ovarian reserve is tested via hormone via blood. And I got that test done twice from my knowledge, maybe 3 times. I don't know, they might have tested me in the beginning, tested me again, and then tested me again. So I got tested before kind of going in, so they knew what it looked like when I showed up. And that appointment is where they told me that on a normal scale, women have like a 1 to 10 area of fertility. When it's below 1 is when they consider it low, but closer to 0 is low, low. Closer to 1 is high, low. I was a 0.8, which wasn't that bad. And given that I'm young, I was told I still have a lot of time. And personally, I've always thought about the idea of children. And when I was 16, I just deemed it improbable and not going to happen. And through the making of I Am Shauna Rae and building the community and my mom, it's like giving me a second hope that it was possible. So I immediately was like, yeah, I need to freeze my eggs. The issue with that is My insurance doesn't cover it. And it's a multi-$1,000 process that I cannot afford. And don't even know if they would get anything out of it, so don't know if it would be worth it. And they usually say you have to do 2 surgery procedures to kind of get really good results. And I don't know if I can afford that twice. And, the good news is I had time. I had plenty of time to think about it, so we started thinking about it, and a couple months later, I was determined that I was going to do it. If I could do it, if I could try to afford it, or try to find a way to get it done, that's what I needed to do. Just because I don't know if I want children. I'm only 23. You don't start really thinking about kids until you get a little older. And for me, I've never saw my life with kids in being short. Until I was 16, I always imagined myself being taller. So when I was 16 and I got that realization that I'm going to have to live my entire life like this. I'm going to have to get married like this. I'm going to have children and a family and have a career and go to school like this. Having a normal life died. And all of those dreams, all of those ideas, those made-up situations in my head were broken. So, because of that, and because of where I am now with, I don't know if I want to raise a kid in the world we live in, and also with all of the problems I have. They're not genetic, but what if I'm not built for it? What if I'm really good with kids, but what if I'm not built to have a kid my own, stand up for me every day, have to fight off bullies that I don't even know are bullies because they're bullying my child or me because of my situation. I don't know if I want to do that to a kid. I don't know if I want to bring a kid into this world and be like, this is the situation you have to deal with. And it's not your fault. You don't have to actually live with it, but because I'm your mom, you have to put up with it. And you need to stand up for me, because if you don't stand up for me, you're not a good child. That's a lot of pressure for a kid. It was a lot of pressure for me growing up. Growing up in a family where no one understood the situation, and the person that understood the situation the most was Riley, because she was raised with the situation around her. I would hope my kid would turn out to be someone like Riley, who is so open towards other people, who understands that not everyone is the same and defends people that are different. But at the same time, Riley had a huge pressure growing up. Think about Shauna. What about Shauna? What about Shauna's feelings? You have that short sister. Don't talk about my sister. She would have to deal with people dealing with me. And it's not fair to them. And I don't think it would be fair to my child. So it's very iffy on what I want to do. Because I don't want to have to put that pressure on someone that doesn't even know what life is. I don't know what an easy childhood is. I don't know what normalcy is. But I would want that for my kid. I really wanted to freeze my eggs, just in case. And, I can't afford it. My insurance doesn't cover it. So I was screwed. I was like, it's not possible. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I kept it trucking for a couple months. And then I went to the doctors for a checkup. A normal checkup. And I learned some information that the fertility clinic, I guess, never disclosed to me. Is that we did the first test, and my ovarian reserve count was 0.8. The second test, I guess it changed. They didn't tell me. It dropped from 0.8 to 0.6, and I have no clue where it is right now. I could be infertile for all I know. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. Because, I don't know my time frame now. I don't know how much time I have to have this opportunity, and I can't afford it right now anyway. And I don't even know if I want kids, so it's why am I stressed about it? You might not want children, so why would you be stressed? This could be very positive in a sense, you don't have to worry about getting pregnant. But it's I don't even know if I want this, and it's being taken away from me, and that's not okay. It's just not okay. And I have no choice but to watch it literally slip through my hand like sand. Because I don't have the money. And I don't even know where my levels are now. It's been months since my last test, and if it dropped within that quickly, those tests were almost 2 months apart, I think. Not even. So, maybe it was just my stage and my cycle, because the doctor said that could have an effect. But, what if the 0.6 is the real number and not the 0.8? What if that means I have less time? What if, I decide, okay, this is the life I have. And then people start calling me and saying that I'm not a woman because I can't have children and can't produce and do what a woman should. I'm gonna put it right here, right now. Fertility does not make a woman. Genitalia does not make a woman. A woman is up here. A woman is in here. Anyone that says otherwise, you are incorrect. And I implore you to do your research. Because a woman is not here. It's here and here. Just because I lose my ability to have a child does not make me any less of a woman. And anyone that sees this video, anyone that sees anything about me potentially being infertile and says I'm not a woman, screw you. Seriously. Go do something better with your time. Don't focus on hating other people. It just brings more hate to you. I'm so worried about if it's not possible to have kids because of society more than myself. I am so worried that my mom's gonna be upset because my entire life she's always said, look, Shauna, they did it, you can do it. You can have a kid, it's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be as normal as possible. And I'm not against surrogacy, sperm donation, adoption, or anything, but when you're raised in a world that deems your worthiness based on the fact of not you can reproduce, and then you're finding out that you fought so hard to be here and just to be like everyone else, and now because of that, because of what you had to go through, because of all the medical crap they put in you, you don't work the same like everyone else, and you may potentially not be able to conceive a child. And now society is going to judge you on that also. It sucks. it sucks knowing that half the people that will watch this video will probably be like, well, she's not a woman. She's just a little girl because she's in the body of a short-statured person that looks like a child. I don't look like a child. You meet me in person, I look like an adult. I'm just short. And I may potentially not be able to have babies. And none of this affects my womanhood. And honestly, I'm sick of seeing all the questions about fertility. I mean, no hate. Just like how all you guys say, no hate. But why is that the only question that matters about me? Why is my dating life and my fertility the only thing that matters to people? Why is the fact that I'm an intelligent, funny, and I have all these amazing other qualities that I don't want to name because I don't want to sound cocky? We don't focus on that, but we focus on the fact that I'm dating and my fertility. If I was a man, none of the concerns that people have of me would be a concern. Everyone would be like, oh, look at him chasing all the models. Who cares if he can have kids? Look at him go. Look at him with that pretty chick. Look at him get it. But for me, it's shame. I implore you, if you are watching this video all the way, to reflect on that. Because as a society, we need to change. I shouldn't have to cry because society is going to judge me on the fact that I may not be able to conceive children. We're better than this. We're all human at the end of the day. We all pump blood. We're all made of cells. We all are born and we all die. Why can't we just make it an enjoyable time while we're here? Why do we have to judge everyone on every single decision and everything that happened in their life, whether it's by choice or not? Why do we have to say, oh no, you can't live your life because I don't like the way you look, or the way you think, or who you love, or what you can and can't do with your life? So stupid. It's a waste of time. You're just wasting your time on hatred and making things worse around you when if we focus on the good things and try to make the world more positive, it'll get better for all of us and easier. Life shouldn't be this hard. I shouldn't have to explain myself to every human being. No one should, but instead, as a society, we expect everyone to explain themselves 10 times over. And then we pick at them because they over-explain themselves. It just makes me sick. But yeah, that's my fertility. And that's my thoughts on it. And if you think I'm less of a woman for it, that's your opinion. It doesn't make it fact. Okay, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this insight a little bit. Due to the mass amount of money, I am asking for help via a GoFundMe. You can find the link below. I would love to be able to afford this myself, but unfortunately, in the world we live in and the life I've lived, I can't afford to do this without hindering my actual real life and, you know, the life I'm living now. Doing something for the future is something I really need to do. And if anyone can help out there, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get it done either way, but any help is beneficial, and you have no clue how grateful I would be. The ability to do this is something I gave up when I was 16 years old. So, I absolutely love and adore every one of you that has watched this and has supported me on my journey. And you supporting me is enough. But if there's anyone out there that would like to help, I would appreciate it. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful, stay positive, and I will see you in the next video on this journey.